Hi folks, welcome to Saturday, and it is the 9th of January, about 40 degrees outside, and it's a little before 1 o'clock. So I'm trying to talk so fast here, I'm getting myself all tangled up. Okay, 1948 or so, Cushman, what's going on? It's just starting to rain, so I gotta hurry up and do this video and get back to other things. But so I got the Cushman out here, and I took a Predator engine and smashed it on there. And take note, when I want to go forward, right, I turn the piston, or turn it this way, right, and I'm going forward. Now, when I pull the string, take note to which way my shaft is going. Right, the shaft is going the other way. So I want to go clockwise, and with the engine there like that, I'm going to go backwards. So that's not good. So if I turn it like this, right, just turn the whole axle around, that's good. But now, to get the engine to fit under the hood, I got to turn it around too. So I need like a single negative, and that gives me two negatives, which is back to the positive, which is back to going backwards. And with that, I'm going to have to think about this a little bit, because no matter what, I gotta, even if I straight axle this, I gotta turn it. But the only difference is, with this thing spun around, I could put a sprocket on this side. So to some extent, it looks like I might have to pull this rear end out of this thing to make things work. I guess my comment to y'all is I'm back to the thinking stage. That ain't gonna be a piece of cake to slam a Predator engine into this thing. It just is not going that easy. It's going to take a little more effort on my part. By the way, whilst I was back here floating about in the shed, I found a couple of Honda engines that I kind of forgot about. So back to the hoard gives and the hoard takes away. I was not careful with that tote of power tools, and it appears as if I'm, at the minimum, damaged them, at the maximum, destroyed them. I think the Milwaukee right angle drill will come back. The router as in, you know, making molding. I think the new router is okay. The older router, I think might be destroyed. I found those two Honda engines up there. You can kind of see the back of that one. That looks like a big horsepower at the minimum of 8. And the other guy, that red one, right, that's a 6. So that was a couple of nice finds whilst I was floating around in here. I also checked that motor is free. Those are free. This is a shame. I drove this thing in here and just didn't use it, this big red, and now, as a matter of fact, I checked it. At some point I borrowed the pulse generator off of it, which makes me somewhat of an idiot. I'm trying to remember where I got this big red. I think I paid $5.50 for it back then. God, it's sometimes when I think about these things gradually, I'll remember the names and the faces of where I bought them from. You know, it's kind of like when you dream and you remember high school, that girl you should have asked out, but instead you asked somebody else out. You know, that kind of stuff. You know, gradually the memories come back to you. The weather here, we're supposed to get a lot of rain. And by a lot of rain, for me, I mean about 1 inch of rain, which is quite a lot. And I've kind of opened up a bunch of stuff here, so I gotta shut that down. Yeah, for us, 1 inch of rain. Luckily, the ground really isn't frozen. In places it is, like if you see that ice and snow right there, right there underneath that, it's probably a little bit frozen, but generally speaking the ground is not continuously frozen, so a little bit of rain won't cause too much trouble, but it will make a bit of a mess. I have a lot of stuff to move around, and of course now it's raining. The problem you have with that is this here, particularly right in front here, gets really slimy. So even just moving this thing in and out, it's amazing how much dirt the tires will pick up, or my shoes will pick up and carry into the garage and then tramp it about. I mean, not a huge deal, just sweep it back out again. But the rain is supposed to be tomorrow. It's supposed to get 50 degrees and rain. Then Monday into next week, it's supposed to get colder again. So if I make a big mess with ruts and so forth, and it freezes that way, that makes it even harder to move things for the future, because now you got to kind of drag it over ruts and all. So in the winter, one really needs to be attentive to what they're up to. I'm slowly, and I'm going to use the word way too slowly, building the shelves and so forth here. This piece of plywood is warped, but I mean it's solid. I used bed frame underneath, and it's, you know, hooked to these beams. This is just downward pressure. I don't have to worry about it pushing the wall in and out or anything. It's just downward pressure right on the blocks. Right, you see the blocks under there. So, because if I put another couple of motors, I'm getting into substantial weight. This thing's got to weigh, I don't know, 75 pounds, give or take a foot and a half. That's somewhere around 65, 70. So if I put another couple here, it is a lot of downward pressure, but once again, it's just because I have one piece of angle iron hooked to this and one hooked to this, right, and then the shelf on it. So once again, it's just downward pressure. It's not pushing the wall in and out. And if anything, it'll help. If a hurricane goes by, it'll help hold the wall down, hold the wall into place. Sheeting isn't coming off, so that'll keep everything. I mean, that's that area right there, right? You see the double 2x4, then it looks like quads on both sides of that the doors all hook up into. Plus, you know, that particular flat face is pretty sturdy. But once again, not moving fast enough. Anyway, folks, I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up. And folks, please get out there and enjoy all your days. Don't let any sneak by you. Make sure you have fun. Bye now.